And now it's time, ladies and gentlemen, for the Rosenthal Report.
Did you just do that? Did that just happen?
I don't know. I'm sorry. It
Just
was
prepare
a terrible,
yourself this morning.
terrible transition. I should be struck by lightning or something after that.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Terrible transition. My apologies. Jeremy Rosenthal is an attorney, the attorney in Texas. And through Fox News Radio, we do a little segment called Weekly Legal, where we take three topics and you dig in. There are some interesting ones this week. I don't know how we're going to do this. I worry about Syracuse University up here. Are they going to be able to keep up with some of these other more wealthy schools? Because the federal judge has granted final approval to a $2.8 billion settlement with the NCAA that will allow schools for the first time to compensate student athletes for past and future commercial use of their names, images, and likeness. Oh, boy.
Right.
Can of worms.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Syracuse probably be fine, but some of the smaller guys might not be. Okay, let me break this down for you because this settlement is it's pretty complicated and there's a lot of moving parts. Okay, first part is they're compensating athletes from the mid 2010s until 6 or 7 years ago who did not were not able to have NIL money. So the first part of this settlement is back pay, and there's $2.8 billion that is designated for them. They're already fighting over that money because the women aren't making as much as the men, and so this fight's going to go on. But that's the first part of this settlement.
Yeah.
The second part of this settlement is that schools are now allowed to directly pay athletes. And think of it like this: with the NIL, that's your car dealer, right? Your rich car dealer, your rich booster is writing the check to the quarterback to say, here, you go play for the Orange. And then what happens is that's how it's been. Now the university can write that check, which in some ways it ought to help a university like Syracuse that's got ACC money coming in. And it probably hurts some of the mid-level guys, but actually in some ways it also sort of equals the playing field and allows your Toledos, it allows your Akrons, it allows those guys because they don't have the big car dealer, right? That's going to stroke that check. So the university can pay it. It's capped at $20 million a year or somewhere in there. And that cap is going to increase. There's something in there for revenue sharing. I don't know that we're certain how that's going to work. And there's a new component of this that will start to try being the operative word, to regulate the NIL money. That would be the car dealer money. And that's where Ohio State, that's where Penn State, that's where all of these universities have the major advantages because they've got the loaded donors that can just stroke the check.
What I find is
that's not going away. Yeah,
we have a dealership here that does a lot with Syracuse University, and I'm really surprised they include so many of the women basketball players. So it's really being spread around not just to the men but to women as well, which I think is good.
That's a positive.
Yeah, that's a positive. And the other thing is, I think all of this means Carmelo Anthony's kid, who's coming to Syracuse this year. He will be the beneficiary of this. Carmelo did just fine. But his kid, he's probably going to make some dough coming to Syracuse.
So somebody somewhere is going to pay the kid, and good for him. We complained for decades, didn't we, about they should pay these kids. You watch these sports stories. The University of Michigan is bringing in $80 million, and the quarterback who is carrying the whole thing gets a sweatsuit, right? Okay, so now that the shoe's on the other foot, we kind of like to say, well, the rich are getting richer. Well, okay, yes. Welcome to America.
You know, it's also unfortunate, as long as we can talk about Syracuse for a little. Jim Boeheim, legendary basketball coach for Syracuse, had like how many wins taken away? 40 wins or something taken away for crap like this. Kids went, players went and they were at a fundraiser, and maybe somebody paid their way to get there, and all that stuff is legal now. It is what it is. Hopefully they give him his wins back. Topic number 2. Disney and Universal Sue A.I., an AI firm, mid-journey for copyright infringement. What is this all about?
You remember Napster, and you remember all these, right? What you're seeing, what you're watching is an industry getting put on its side or on its head because the technology has just lapped the field. Just the same way that Napster was able to kind of upend your record companies and your artists temporarily. You can go on to Edit AI, this Mid-Journey company. What you can do is you can go on there, you can make your own Darth Vader, you can make your own Yoda, you can make your own Mickey Mouse, your own Goofy, which is going to be copyright infringement depending on what you do with it, right? So and these companies are coming in and they're utilizing the technology, they're utilizing the databases, they're utilizing these images that are out there. And they're just regurgitating them, and it's going to be copyright infringement. But the technology is there. The genie's out of the bottle, and how are the big boys going to react to this, and how are they going to shape the AI market and industry to where they're still on top? Because I think that's if you think about it with Napster, that's kind of what happened there, right? You have iTunes, and I don't know how that's much different. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, you pay a fee, a monthly fee, but you're paying practically nothing, and you get everything. You can listen to everything, and they say the artists make really almost nothing. The money now is all in touring, but that's only the upper elite, the real elite that are able to pull in money by doing tours. So, the movie industry, the music industry has, they continue to try to figure out how in the world are we going to make money going forward.
Yeah, you can even listen to Milli Vanilli.
That's right.
You couldn't, right. Yeah, you can even find those guys even though they weren't real. Those guys might be AI for all I know.
They were the early AI guys, I believe.
That's right.
Baby, don't you know my number? I don't know if I'm quoting lyrics from Milli Vanilli. Topic number 3, cops cops remove 88 children from a Bible study camp in Iowa as part of a human trafficking investigation. Oh, boy.
Right. So a small church that is called, they're from Myanmar, Burma, that area. I believe the people are called the Chin people. That's the name of their name of their group, and they've got a camp, and it's sort of Protestant, sort of Baptist, and they've got 88 kids. They're from all over the country. These children are there, and somebody calls in, and the authorities take all the children away. There's allegations of human trafficking. They take the kids to a separate holding place where mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sister, brother can come and pick them up. But we don't know really a whole lot about that. Obviously, the church is denying anything weird or wrong. They're saying that there was one 15-year-old that was disgruntled, of course, from Texas, and the authorities, we just don't know. You would expect them to be tight-lipped about an investigation like this. If they're really investigating something nefarious, they're not going to come out and really outright say it. Then again, it's a small town. If law enforcement was kind of out over their skis, they wouldn't come out and say, guys, just letting everybody know we ruined summer and we were wrong. And they fixed the swing set and we're fine now.
I got to tell you, not only ruined summer, but you've, if you're wrong, this group, this church is never going to be able to recover from something like that, I would think.
It's definitely going to be it's definitely a PR headache for sure.
Oh,
that's one of the issues. If you're wrongly accused, how do you make this right? And I don't know in a lot of instances that you ever really can.
Yeah, right. Once the cat is out of the bag with something like this, once you've been called a pedophile or
they're constantly in damage control after that.
It's hard to really recover from that. All right, there you go. 3 topics, as always. The greatest attorney from the state of Texas, the great state of Texas, the one and only Jeremy Rosenthal. Thank you. And the Rosenthal Report.
You can strike me with lightning on my way out. Thank you.
Yeah,
Perfect.
a little sting on the butt there as you're heading out. Have
on the tush. Yeah.
have a great rest of the week, and thank you so much as always.
Bye-bye.